everyone, Bernard here, and it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I hope you've been enjoying the ones I have been doing. A couple of very specialist ones recently on certain films, and I'm doing another little one today. It's quiz time. It's on a certain film, and can you guess which film it is? Yeah, it's there in the background. There'll be plenty of images coming up as well as the wonders of doing these vlogs and being able to edit them and put them on YouTube, isn't it? So there'll be lots of little images as well. I mean, there's only one actual question where you would need to see the images on screen, so you can listen to most of this and do the quiz, but there is one question where you will need to see what's going on. So if you can manage to look at my ugly face, absolutely fantastic. Please, if you're new to this little channel, please push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. I do little movie reviews, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, and this little quizzes as well. So it's a 15 question quiz today on the film The Green Mile, which so a maximum of 15 points. Let's see how many you get, and you can play this in real time, so I do leave a little bit of a space between the questions for you to figure it out. Or if you want to, you can pause it and have a think about what you're doing. So I say it's up to you. It's just a bit of fun. If you want to play it real time or pause it, take your time, look at the questions, that's absolutely fine by me. I would have to be pausing it because I'm not very good on these. If you've watched any of my quizzes, I'm not brilliant. I mean, even these are put together I forget them within a couple of weeks, what I've said when I'm doing these. So anyway, The Green Mile, 15 questions, 15 points up for grabs. Some of these questions, if you get there's some true or false questions, there's some multiple answer questions, so it's not a total disaster if you don't know. So let's get on with it, eh? Let's get on with The Green Mile. Little 15 question, just for fun quiz. Right, nice easy one to start. Question 1. What year was the theatrical release of Green Mile? So obviously that was a worldwide release. What year is it thought, according to Internet Movie Database, what is the year that this was released theatrically, if you can say it like that? And if you're a year out, I'll give you half a point. But yeah, what year was it released? Question 2. Which classic, and this 1935 movie, did they actually watch at the prison cinema with Mr. John Coffey? So which classic 1935 movie are they actually watching? And in some of these answers, I'll give you a little bit of background. Sometimes if there's any sort of trivia that might be of interest to you, so it's not just a basic yes, that's the answer, such and such film, but there might be a little bit of information for you as well. So obviously in the answers, I like to inform and entertain. Question 3, true or false question. True or false, John Travolta was offered the Tom Hanks role. You can picture him, look at his face there, look at Tom Hanks' face there. You think Mr. John Travolta there, the image of John Travolta, you think he would have been offered that? Would he have done a good job if he was? True or false, was John Travolta offered the role that Tom Hanks took on? True or false? You've a 50-50 chance, haven't you? Right, question 4. There's a certain mouse in this, isn't there? But as you know with these films, usually when there are animals involved, they usually have a few more than one. They don't usually rely on one animal. So how many mice were actually used in this? And this is a multiple option here, so it's either 13 mice, 14 mice or 15 mice. How many mice did they actually use in this film? Question 5, carrying on from that, so I say you've got 1 in 3 chance there, haven't you? Nice easy one, this one, isn't it? What was the mouse called? 2 words, I want both. You don't get anything if you don't get both. Now the next question is the image question, so you will need to look at this. If you're not listening, you have to look at face the screen and look at this one now. I'm going to show you images of 4 actors. I'm only gonna ask you the actors' names. I'm not gonna ask you who they played, but obviously just the actors' names now. There's gonna be 4 images. There's 4 images on screen. What are the names of the 4 actors or actresses or whatever you call them? They're all called actors nowadays, aren't they? So I need 4 actors' names. And again, I want the full names. I don't want a surname and that's it. You don't get anything for surnames. It just has to be the full names. The names of the 4 actors. Right, question 7. This is a multiple option here, so you do have a chance. You've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting this right. What was the estimated budget cost of this movie, Green Mile? What did it approximately, to the nearest, according to Wikipedia, estimated budget cost of the movie? Was it $40 million? Was it $60 million? Or was it $80 million? According to Wikipedia. Obviously, that's the production estimated budget. I mean, any promotions will be added to that, obviously, but just the cost of actually making the movie. That was question 7. Question 8, so we're just over halfway now. Nice easy one, this one for you. Who wrote the story on which this film is based? So who wrote it? Was a short story. It was a short novel. It wasn't a full novel. It was 100 pages, I think, when it was originally done. That was question 8. Nice easy one, wasn't it? Right, I won't leave too long because that was easy. Question 9. Here we go. This is again a multiple choice question. How tall was Michael Clarke Duncan, who plays obviously John Coffey? How tall was it in real life? 1.92 metres, 1.96 metres, 2 metres or 2.04 metres. So you got 1 in 4 chance. 1.92, 1.96, 2 metres or 2.04 metres. How tall was Michael Clarke Duncan, who played John Coffey? That's question 9. Question 10, 2/3 of the way. It's another true or false question here, so you got a 50-50 chance. Tom Hanks also played in the film his older self. Is that true or false? Tom Hanks also played his older self. As well as his young self in the film, he also played his older self. True or false? Question 11. That dreaded electric chair. What's the nickname? What is the nickname in the film? I think it's been others are called this the same as well. What is the nickname of the electric chair in the movie? 2 words. Question 11. I've heard this used for other electric chairs at other institutions, etc. But what is the nickname of the electric chair? Question 12. It takes place in a certain block, doesn't it? This the Green Mile. But what prison block is it? Got a multiple choice here. 1 in 3 chance. Is it C block, E block, or F block? It does get mentioned. It is known. What prison block is it? C block, E block, F block. Question 12, 1 in 3 chance. If you don't know, have a guess. Question 13. Warden Hal Moores, played by James Cromwell in real life, is 2 inches taller than Michael Clarke Duncan, who played John Coffey. Is that true or false? Warden Hal Moores, who played by James Cromwell in real life, is actually 2 inches taller than Michael Clarke Duncan. Is that true or false? Gone 2 inches there, haven't I? Gone from metres in the other one to inches. Keep you on your toes. We have to do it in the UK, so if you're outside the UK, you have to do it as well. That's Question 13, last couple of questions now, the penultimate question. We're going to Internet Movie Database as I'm recording this on the 7th of August 2020, so within a few days of this. So it may have changed if you're watching this a couple of years on from then, but there you go. As at 7th of August 2020, the movie has over 1 million user scores on Internet Movie Database, and it currently holds a rating, a user rating, this is not a Metascore or anything like that, a user rating of either 7.6, 8.6 or 9.6 out of 10. So again, 1 in 3 chance. So the Internet Movie Database, as of today, as of August 2020, with over 1 million user scores, I don't imagine it's going to dip or rise anything really now based on that sort of number of scores. It has a user rating of 7.6, 8.6 or 9.6. Which are those three? And for the medical people amongst you, this will keep you happy. Question 15. What illness does Tom Hanks's character Paul Edgecombe Edgecombe have at the start of the movie? So what illness does he suffer from? So what does he suffer from? Tom Hanks's character. That's question 15. Yeah, I bet you got all those. I bet you got all those right, haven't you? Enjoy that. Was that okay? Enjoy that. Just a bit of fun. Of the answers now. So the questions. We've had the questions. Right, onto the answers now. Quickly run through the answers for you. What year was the theatrical release of The Green Mile? I had my little video shop when this was released, and it was one of those films that I think The Sixth Sense is one of the most rented films, but The Green Mile wasn't far behind while I had my video shop in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the theatrical release, the cinema release, was 1999. So if you said 1998 or 2000, give yourself half a point. If you said 1999, that's according to Internet Movie Database, give yourself a full point. Question 2. Which classic 1935 movie did they watch? Obviously with John Coffey watched shortly before his execution. Of course, it was Top Hat, which was actually, the film was actually moved to 1935 because it's actually based in 1932 in the original book, but it's moved to 1935 because obviously that was the release of Top Hat. So they actually did that just so they could feature Top Hat in this movie. It was quite an interesting little fact. Top Hat, superb film. True or false? Question 3. Answer. True or false? John Travolta was offered the Tom Hanks role. Well, yes, you could see it, can't you? You can certainly see Mr. Travolta doing that role with the prison hat on there. That's another thing. They didn't actually wear uniforms when this was set. There was no prison uniforms as such, but that's just a by the by. Yes, so it's true. John Travolta was offered the role that Tom Hanks took on. Would he have done? I think he would have done all right with that, to be honest with you. I think he would have done a good job. Question 4. How many mice were used in the movie? 13, 14 or 15? Well, you take a stab at this, can't you? 15 mice were actually used, so we had 15 options of 15 mice. And we didn't squash. The real one wasn't squashed. When he gets squashed, that's was a toy, a robot thing that was squashed, so don't worry about that. None of the 15 were harmed in the making of the film. Question 5, of course, the mouse, obviously all 15, obviously they were all called Mr. Jingles, weren't they? That's his name, Mr. Jingles. Lived in his little cigar box, didn't he? So he's called Mr. Jingles. Question 6, name the 4 actors, of course. Well, we've got David Morse, who played Brutus Brutal Howell. Didn't seem very brutal to me. He seemed a pretty nice guy. We had, of course, Bonnie Hunt, who played Jan Edgecombe or Edgecombe. Bonnie Hunt. And Sam Rockwell, who played Wild Bill Wharton. So Sam Rockwell, you don't have to give me the who they played, but just the names of the actors. And Harry Dean played Stanton. Sorry, hey, he didn't. Harry Dean Stanton played Toot Toot. So if you said David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, Sam Rockwell and Harry Dean Stanton, give yourself a point each for those. Nothing if you just got one, the surname. Just I wanted the full names on that one. Question 7, it was a multiple chance, wasn't it? What was the estimated budget cost? I mean, the film cost 40 million, 60 million, or 80 million. It cost $60 million to make. It actually returned at the box office before any rentals, etc., etc. Returned at $287 million at the box office. So not as massive as you would have thought, is it, for such a great film? Question 7, it was 60 million, so give yourself a point for that. Question 8, who wrote the story, of course? Well, it's written back in 1996 as a 100-page novel, of course. It was Stephen King. That was an easy one, wasn't it? Question 8. And the interesting one, obviously, I think most of you probably know that Michael Clark Duncan was made to look massive. In the book, I believe he's over 7 feet tall in the original book, so they had to make him to look tall. But he's actually 1.96 meters tall in real life, or he was in real life. That was his height. So of those 4 options, 1.96. If you said that, give yourself a point for that. Question 10, true or false? Tom Hanks also played his older self. No, of course he didn't. He didn't. It was actually made up to play his older self, and they didn't think he looked old enough, so they couldn't get the prosthetics right in those days in 1999. So, in fact, it was Dabbs Greer who played. He'd actually been very poorly at the time, but the director wanted him, so he hung on till he felt a bit better, and he got Dabbs Greer to play the old Tom Hanks character, Mr. Edgecombe. Question 10. So if you said false, give yourself a point. Question 11. What is the nickname of the old electric chair? Of course, it's Old Sparky, isn't it? That's it's a name I've heard, not just from Green Mile, but many places for the electric chair, Old Sparky. Question 12. What prison block is the movie set in? Well, it was set in E block. So if you said E block, give yourself a point. The prison was set in E block. And question 13. Warden Halmore's James Cromwell, so again reverting back to height, wasn't it? Is in real life 2 inches taller than Michael Clark Duncan. True or false? Well, this is true. He's actually 2 inches taller than. He's a tall guy. You've seen him acting in many films and many dramas. He's very, very tall. And he is indeed 2 inches taller than John Coffey character, played by obviously Michael Clark Duncan. So that's true. Give yourself a point for that. The penultimate question, 14. Yeah, Internet Movie Database, as of August 2020. Green Mile holds a very respectable 8.6 out of 10 rating, 8.6 out of 10 score with the user ratings. The critics not as kind. A lot of the critics, Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritics, it's a little bit lower than that. They didn't particularly like it as such. A lot of criticism for the film at the time, but perhaps some of them have grown to love it as well, like most of us. And the last one, of course, question 15. What eldest? I mean, a lovely picture of his face there. He's didn't feel very good, does he? Of course, his illness at the time, or what he had was he had a urinary tract infection at the time, which obviously Mr. Coffey got rid of it for him. But yeah, very painful, I believe. Touch wood. Let's hope nothing like that happens to me or you, obviously, out there. Either way. So yes, he did suffer from a urinary tract infection. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. 15 questions. How many did you score? I mean, there's a couple of half points available there as well, wasn't there? Well, there was 1.5 point, wasn't there? I can't think if there's another one now. But yeah, so how many did you get out of 15? I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Just a little bit of fun. I mean, I could have gone on forever with questions. There's so many questions. Perhaps I'll do, if this is popular, I'll do another Green Mile quiz in the future. If it appeals to you, just let me know in the comments. And anyway, please let me know in the comments what you scored. Let me know how many you scored, or on Twitter or on Facebook. I'll put the links on screen now for Twitter and Facebook if you can friend me and follow me accordingly. I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. And I stick stuff on Facebook and Twitter that I don't necessarily put on vlogs, just information on films, etc. And if you're into football, please don't forget I do my little Manchester City vlogs as well, which obviously point, or anyone you know, if anyone you know is into Manchester City, point in my direction. There's hundreds probably now of Manchester City based videos, like there's hundreds of movies, TV drama, and these quizzes. There's lots of these out there as well, so please. And if you can check my little website moviegamenostalgia.com for old rare DVDs, movie posters like this one here at the back from the 90s and 2000s, and board games on there as well. Please do so, that'd be fantastic. And even if you follow the links, it'll help my analytics. Even if you don't buy anything, it doesn't matter. It'll help my Google search engine analytics, etc, etc. So if you can do that for me, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Until we meet again on another little movie review, TV drama review, information vlog, or another quiz. So please stay safe, everyone. Whatever you do with the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. This is Bernard saying thank you very much for watching. See you all soon. Bye bye.